Hey there, welcome back to Marketing Matchmaker. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of feeling like just another business in a crowded market? Do you ever wonder why some of your competition seem to effortlessly attract premium clients while you might struggle to even get noticed? Spoiler alert, my friends. It's not about who's the loudest or even who posts the most. It's about authority. When you position yourself as the go to expert in your field, clients don't just find you, they choose you. They see you as the solution to their problem, the trusted advisor they want to work with. So here's the real question. Are you showing up in a way that makes your dream clients say, "Where have you been all my life?" If not, don't worry, because that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. In this episode, I'm breaking down the step-by-step strategy to help you stand out as the expert in your niche, attract high-value clients who trust your expertise and pay for it, and to stop competing on price and start leading with authority. And I promise there are no gimmicks, there are no overnight hacks, much as we would all like them. There's just smart, strategic steps to help you step into your power and claim your spot in the industry as a leader you already are. So let's dive in. I want you to think about this and really burn it into your brain because I've said it multiple times, especially in the last several episodes. People buy from those they trust. And trust is built by layers of different aspects of your brand. Most importantly, through perceived authority. When you position yourself as the expert in your field, clients don't just stumble upon you. They actively seek you out and they're ready to invest because they believe in your expertise. And here's the catch. If you are not intentionally establishing your authority, you're most likely blending in to the background in the sea that is competition. Because, my friends, even if we don't believe in competition, we have it. When you blend in, you most often are stuck on competing on price, which I will tell you is the fastest track to burnout and frustration because there is no winning when you are racing to the bottom of price. There is always someone out there that is going to charge less than you do. Authority marketing changes all of that. It's not about shouting the loudest or posting nonstop on every platform available. It's about being intentional, strategic, and showing up in a way that commands respect and trust from your audience. And when done right, authority marketing helps you really build trust faster so that your prospects see you as the most obvious choice and start knocking on your door. It also allows you to attract the high quality clients, the ones that value your expertise and are willing to pay for it. And it creates opportunities to elevate your brand. Things like speaking engagements or podcast interviews or strategic partnerships or even media features. And here's the best part about all of this. You don't need a massive audience. You don't need years of content or even a fancy PR team to make this happen. What you need is a clear plan, a roadmap that positions you as the go-to expert. So let me dive into that roadmap. We're going to start with the 3 pillars of authority marketing. If you want to position yourself as the go-to expert in your industry, you can't rely on luck or hope. Hope is never a marketing strategy. And if you're hoping that people will just know you're great at what you do, you're going to end up sad, honestly. Authority isn't given, it's built. And the good news is you don't have to be famous or have a massive following to make that happen. I will guarantee you that those people that you follow establish their authority in their industry prior to having the audience. That, quite frankly, is how they built the massive audience. So let's break this down into 3 steps, 3 building blocks, if you will, that will help you stand out and attract premium clients and grow your business on your terms. Step 1 is to get crystal clear on your niche expertise. Yeah, I get it. Everyone wants to be able to do everything. The reality is you can't be the go-to expert in everything. It's just not possible. And if you try to appeal to everyone, nobody actually listens, and you end up blending in with all of the noise that we get bombarded with every day. The key is to niche down and own your specific zone of genius. You know, that area where you truly shine, where your audience has clear, pressing needs, and you can solve that problem. For example, instead of being vague, like, I'm a business coach, you can try to be a little more results driven. Something like, I help service-based business owners streamline their operations so they can scale to 7 figures without overwhelm. I say it all the time if you listen to either this podcast or you've met me in person. I help business owners grow their business, increase their revenue, and scale their impact through profitable marketing strategies. You see the difference here? The more specific you are, the easier it is for potential clients to instantly recognize that you are the solution to the problem they have and the solution they've been searching for, possibly for a long time. Step 2 is to show, don't just tell, because nobody becomes authority by just slapping expert into their bio. You prove your expertise by demonstrating it over and over again through valuable results-driven content that your audience can actually use. Something like this podcast, or maybe it's a blog post that breaks down concept topics into really simple, actionable steps. Or maybe it's case studies that really showcase the results that you get your clients and the successes they have overall. Maybe it is social media posts and you keep them packed with quick, actionable tips that position you as a thought leader in your industry. The key is to provide so much value that your audience starts to see you as the go-to resource, even before they buy from you. And I will tell you that doing this consistently makes you visible, which is honestly where most people fall down when it comes to really becoming an authority. Because showing up once in a while just isn't enough. The expert that you trust, when I say expert in something, you think of a person, right? Whatever that topic is, maybe it's marketing, maybe it's business, maybe it's something else. But that expert, you trust them because they show up consistently. You see them on the platform. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be on every platform, and it doesn't mean posting every day, because let's be honest, freaking has time for that. What it means is choosing 1 or 2 platforms where your ideal clients actually spend time. So maybe that's Facebook and Instagram, or maybe it's LinkedIn or YouTube, or maybe it's a combo of any of those. It might be Pinterest or Twitter or any other platform out there. The reality is when you choose 1 or 2, you can be more consistent and dial your message into that platform. It's also about creating content strategy. It's a rhythm that works for you, whether that's weekly or bi-weekly or daily. If you don't have time to put out content every day, that is perfectly okay. But pick something, a rhythm that your audience can start tapping into. They know that you're going to show up, like this podcast drops every Wednesday. You know it's going to be there. You can connect with it. You also want to create content and be visible so that you can engage with your audience. Nobody wants to be talked at, right? Everyone wants to have a discussion, an interaction, because marketing is all about building real relationships. So when you are consistent with your marketing, with your content, your audience can start engaging with you and build that relationship. The goal is to stay top of mind, because when your ideal client finally is ready to invest with whatever your product, service, or solution is, you will be the first person they think of. However, if you are not in front of them, they're going to forget about you. The bottom line is that authority isn't given, it's earned. And becoming the go-to expert in your field doesn't happen overnight. And with the right strategy, it can happen a whole lot faster. So there are some specific things that you're going to want to do, a strategic process that put into place to really become that authority. What you need is a clear, actionable plan. And these 5 steps will help you get there. Start by defining your personal brand. I will tell you right now, your brand is not what you say it is. Your brand is what your audience thinks it is. So before you can establish yourself as an authority, you need to get crystal clear on your brand identity. You need to know what you want to be known for, your niche, your expertise. What is it that you do? What values drive your business? What do you stand for? What makes you different? And how do you want your clients to feel when they work with you, whether that's empowered or confident or supported? These answers will help to shape your brand voice, your messaging, and your positioning, which will then come across to people in your content. And it makes it so that they know who you are immediately, what you do, and why you're the person to trust. Now, I say all of this to say, if you don't do this step first and you fly by the seat of your pants, putting your brand out there, your audience is going to tell you who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And quite frankly, they could be completely wrong. Having this defined helps it so that your brand voice and message is clear and concise, and your audience know exactly what it is you do and whether or not you are the authority for them. When it comes to creating authority, you also want to make sure that you're showing up and sharing your expertise. Things like this podcast, where I share my thoughts and expertise around marketing, help to establish you as the authority. It doesn't mean talking about yourself, quite honestly. It means helping your audience solve their problems. So, what your biggest starting point here is deciding what their problems are that you solve. Always make any of your content about your audience, because your audience honestly doesn't care about you. And I know that might hurt people's feelings, but the reality is they care about whether or not you can help them. So you have to come across as somebody that can help them solve whatever their problem is. And if you don't know what to talk about, start by asking questions your clients ask you the most. Answer them, because that gives you instant value to that audience. Start thinking about the objections you get, or the additional questions you get, or the problems that your potential clients come to you with. These will help you to establish content that connects with your audience. Make sure that you're also using social proof, because nothing builds trust and authority faster than real world results. Your audience wants proof that you can deliver, so show them. Share testimonials if you have them from happy clients that highlight their transformation. Post case studies about the challenge that they had, the strategy or program that they stepped into, and the results they got at the other end. Your health coach, maybe you're showing before and after results. Or if you're a business coach, maybe it's the before and after of revenue growth or improved efficiency. Maybe it's the mindset shifts. These things can really establish you much faster as an authority because your audience wants to be able to see themselves in the story, in the client's story. By talking about where your audience or your clients started and where they ended up, your audience is then able to place themselves in that problem that they had at the beginning, which then makes it so much easier for them to want to buy from you. I would also say borrow other people's audiences. When you can collaborate with somebody else's audience, they automatically establish some social proof and credibility to you. So, who you associate with is as important as what you're saying. Other people in your industry that maybe don't do what you do, but tap into the same audience that you do, help you to gain that instant credibility. So maybe you're a guest on somebody's podcast that your ideal clients listen to, or maybe you co-host a webinar, or maybe you're writing a guest blog for somebody, or do a live stream with somebody in your network. Collaboration can often give you access to an audience that you never would have accessed on your own, and do it in a way that the person you're collaborating with tells their audience, I trust this person. You should too. And the last thing I want you to really focus in on is to gain relationships, because marketing is all about relationships. Authority isn't just about broadcasting your expertise. It really is about building meaningful connections with your audience. So if somebody comments on your social media and it's not a troll, make sure that you are replying. Don't ghost them. Those kind of interactions and connections can really help to establish you as the go-to person. Also, joining discussions on different avenues, whether that's a podcast or whether that's a discussion group in a networking, can help you to connect with your audience in a different way. If someone is emailing you or DMing you, make sure that you are replying. Again, avoid ghosting people, even if that person probably isn't your ideal client. Establishing that engagement and interaction could make it so that they refer someone to you that is. And one of my favorite things to do are ask me anythings because it directly engages your audience. And here's the thing, those questions that they're asking you turn into incredible content later on. The more accessible and engaged you are with your audience, the more people will trust you. And trust leads to clients. People are more likely to work with someone who they have connected with. So show up, provide value, and watch how quickly your client or your audience can turn into paying clients. Here's the honest to goodness truth. You don't need years of experience, a massive following, and a fancy title to position yourself as an expert. What you do need is consistency, strategy, and a commitment to showing up and delivering value. Really honing in on your brand, sharing that content, using social proof and collaboration, you can start to build that trust and credibility. and a reputation that makes you the obvious choice for your clients. You know that I love leaving you with practical steps you can implement right away. Because, let's be honest, knowledge without action doesn't move the needle. So here's your homework for this week. Choose your area of focus, whether that's your niche or a specific problem you solve. Who is your ideal client? What results can you achieve for them? Really dial in that question. Get crystal clear on who you are, who you serve. Write it down, be as specific as you can get. Then create a piece of content, especially value-driven content. So pick a format, if that's a blog post or video or a podcast or social media post, whatever works best for you. Make sure that you are solving the problem that your ideal clients struggle with. Keep it focused on them, on how you can make their lives or business better. And if you're stuck on what content to create, think about the top 3 questions that you get asked most often and answer those. And lastly, start building out some social proof. If you don't have testimonials yet, reach out to past clients and get them. If you haven't done case studies yet, create one. Highlight the challenge that your client had, your approach, the results. Help people see how you can help them. And if you're newer in your space, you might want to try offering some strategy sessions in exchange for feedback or a testimonial. These kind of things can help you create the social proof needed to really set you up as the authority. Building authority doesn't happen overnight. And with every step you take, it moves you closer to becoming that expert your clients are seeking. Pick one action step this week, implement it, and watch how things start to shift for you. And as usual, if you found this useful, subscribe. Let me know. I love hearing how things are going with you. Authority marketing isn't about shouting the loudest or being everywhere at once. It's about strategically positioning yourself as the go-to expert in your ideal clients, in your field, so that your ideal clients trust you, seek you out, and are excited to work with you. If you are currently struggling with how to set yourself up as an authority, I would love to help. Head over to yourmarketingmatchmaker.com and sign up for a free strategy session. I promise that you will walk away with at least one actionable item that will help you to grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it smart, and keep building the business in a way that you love. Thank you for listening to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your feedback. Please head over to Apple, iTunes, and leave a review so we can hear from you. And if you are a coach, consultant, or online course creator who are looking to grow your business, increase your income, and scale your impact, connect with me at yourmarketingmatchmaker.com. I look forward to hearing from you.